Yeah. Where y'all moving to?
Good morning, distinguished visitors, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Our ceremony will begin momentarily. At this time, we ask that you silence all electronic devices. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Master Sergeant Mike Wilson, your narrator for today's ceremony. On behalf of the Commander, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, Brigadier General Stephen Snelson, welcome to today's ceremony. Just allowing everybody to kind of get in place a little bit more. We'll start shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Commander, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, Brigadier General Stephen Snelson, welcome to today's official change of command ceremony in which the reins of responsibility and leadership will pass from Colonel Brandon Sikora to Colonel Shelby Henry. Please familiarize yourself with the nearest exits. In the event of an emergency, the meeting point will be across the road in the parking lot. The change of command ceremony is a military tradition deeply rooted within our history and dates back to the time of Frederick the Great of Prussia. During this era, military organizations developed flags unique to their organizations with specialized colors and designs. When the soldiers followed their leader into battle, their flag was used to provide a visible point around which members of the unit could rally during the battle. To this flag, both commander and soldiers of a unit would dedicate their loyalty, trust, and allegiance. The formal change of command ceremony afforded these troops the opportunity to witness a new leader assuming their dutiful position. The senior enlisted leader change of responsibility is a cornerstone of Air Force tradition, honoring the lineage, heritage, and unity of a unit. The ceremonial event symbolizes the transition of authority, discipline, and care of the enlisted force from the outgoing senior enlisted leader to the incoming one. Throughout today's ceremony, you'll be given various cues to stand and be seated. As a reminder, this ceremony is considered an outdoor event. Military members will render the proper customs and courtesies, and our civilian guests are encouraged to place their right hand over their heart during the playing of our national anthem. Again, this is an outdoor ceremony, so we would ask the champion comes on. The formation commander for today's ceremony is the Deputy Commander, 627th Air Base Group, Lieutenant Colonel Charles E. Parsons. Bearing the group flag is the senior enlisted leader, 627th Air Base Group, Chief Master Sergeant John Marquez, Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of ruffles and flourishes, the presentation of the colors by the McCord Honor Guard, the singing of our national anthem by Senior Airman Matthew Watts, and the invocation rendered by Chaplain Kip Avery. As a reminder, all service members will render a salute following the first note of ruffles and flourishes and for the singing of our national anthem.
Present. Present. Art. Halt. Present. Halt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wrecked the land, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Right shoulder. Halt. 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 Order! Order! Halt!
Chaplain Avery, please come forward for the invocation.
Let us pray. Mighty God, what a beautiful day. We celebrate you. We come before you today to honor Colonel Brandon Sikora's leadership and ask your blessing on this change of command and the passing of command to Colonel Shelby Henry. Lord, with this change of command, I pray you would lead and guide Colonel Henry as she takes on this important mission and leads the men and women of the 627 Air Base Group. Supporting her role as the Deputy Joint Base Commander, grant her patience, strength, and vision for the future. Help her to see the issues and find the right collaborative solution. Give her clarity and decisive authority. Lord, I thank you for the privilege of serving under leadership of Colonel Sikora. His proactive leadership of this group, Joint Base, and influence at JBLM has brought us where we are today. He set out to make McCord stronger, more lethal, and unify efforts, changing culture, courageous leadership, and relentless effort. Under his command, the Air Base Group achieved heights not seen before. He brought laser focus back to readiness, the mission, and McCord Field's families. He would not be the man he is without the amazing support of Lindsay. Be with her as she transitions the family to San Antonio and takes on another chapter in Team Sikora's Air Force journey. Bless Ava, Alex, Austin as they transition to another adventure. Bless this family and give them safe travels. Finally, Lord, be with the men and women of the 627th Air Base Group and Team McCord as they continue their mission and support their new commander. Finally, I pray for all of Team McCord and all those who have sent in the harm's way. I pray for unity. I pray for strength in the days ahead. Mighty God, as a pastor, it is my hope for peace. But Lord, I pray, if required, make our hands ready for war, that we would prevail against all aggression, seek to destroy our nation, and the freedoms we richly enjoy. Amen.
Thank you, Honor Guard, Senior Airman Watts, and Chaplain Hager. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce our distinguished guest. Our presiding official for today's ceremony, the Commander of the United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, Brigadier General Stephen Snelson, The Command Chief, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, Chief Master Sergeant Dennis Fusilier. The Deputy Joint Base Commander and Commander, 627th Air Base Group, Colonel Brandon Sikora, accompanied by his wife, Lindsay, and their children, Ava, Aaliyah, Alex, and Austin. His mother, Diana Romans, and also his stepfather, Jason Gelzer, and his father, Greg Sikora. The incoming commander, Colonel Shelby Henry, accompanied by her mother, Dee Henry, and friends Donna Gilbert, Colonel Tom Gilbert, retired, and Fran Gilbert. Chief Master Sergeant John Marquez Jr., Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Joint Base Commander and Senior Enlisted Leader, 627th Air Base Group, accompanied by his wife Milani and daughter Molly. Chief Master Sergeant Mattia Morel, the incoming Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Joint Base Commander and Senior Enlisted Leader, 627th Air Base Group, accompanied by her partner Sergeant Major Richard Laughlin, Sophia Laughlin, and Adela Laughlin. We would also like to welcome the following distinguished visitors to today's ceremony. Please hold your applause until the end. Mrs. Kelly McFarlane, the spouse of the Commanding General, First Corps. Ms. Liz Lauder, District Director from the Office of Congresswoman Strickland. Brigadier General Bernard Harrington, Deputy Commanding General, First Corps. The Commander, 62nd Airlift Wing, Colonel Sergio Anaya and his wife Angela. The Acting Command Chief, 62nd Airlift Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Jeremy Mayo. The Commander, Joint Base Lewis McCord, Colonel Joseph Hankey and his wife Rachel. The Command Sergeant Major, Joint Base Lewis McCord, Command Sergeant Major Kenny Hansen. The Commander, 446th Airlift Wing, Colonel Joseph Bononi. Colonel John Berger, Deputy Commander, 62nd Airlift Wing and his wife Uni. Director of Staff, 62nd Airlift Wing, Mr. John Bolus. Thank you all for attending. We are also privileged to have with us today commanders and senior enlisted leaders from across Joint Base Lewis McCord. We welcome all honorary commanders and special guests to the 627th Air Base Group. Thank you so much for attending today. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce Jones Nelson.
Awesome. Well, hey, Chuck, I'm going to be quick, but I want you to put the formation at ease, please. I thought this was going to be kind of a bittersweet, difficult speech to give, but it just got so much easier with the weather here. Not that you all pay attention to what the person behind the podium actually says. Now I definitely can assure you are not going to listen to a word I say with that backdrop back there. A beautiful airplane and that OK Mountain that's out there. So, hey, good morning, everybody. Let me try that again. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right. Welcome. What a fantastic day as we celebrate a time-honored tradition and a huge moment for the Sikora and Henry families. Today we recognize remarkable service of Colonel Brandon and Lindsay Sikora as they conclude 2 years of successful whirlwind action as the JBLM Deputy Commander and Commander of the 627th Air Base Group. And we welcome another leader of consequence, Colonel Shelby Henry, as she takes command of this awesome organization and leads it to newer heights. I want to open up first a huge thank you to all the people who made today possible. Ms. Laurel Taft, the incomparable, good to see you as always. To the project officers, the proffers, the narrators, honor guard, fantastic job. To our band, which again, I appreciate the joint nature of this, and you promise you are not going to sneak in the Army song in the middle of this. All right. And how about that national anthem? That was like a combination of Garth Brooks and Morgan Wallen, but way better. So let's give everybody a round of applause, please. also thanks to the 62nd Maintenance Group for allowing us to use this hangar. They often have to remind DBs like me, this isn't just some big event space. It's actually a working aircraft hangar. So huge kudos and thanks to the 62nd for allowing us to borrow this. And second, thanks to both of you guys for allowing us to do a little bit of a departure from tradition by wearing our flight caps instead of those big service caps. You see, given my particular stature and this large size of those caps, I always feel whenever I wear those things, I feel like a blue male. So the other part of it is, and more importantly, you guys miss our facial expressions. You wouldn't see how happy we are to be here, how proud I am of these two officers, how excited I am for the future of Titan Nation, JBLM, and our Air Force. Speaking of Titan Nation, for any of you who've talked to Brandon for more than 5 minutes, you've likely been preparing yourself as I have for a speech today, where I anticipate he will use the term tighten up at least 7 times. I feel like tighten up, it's become such a common part of Brandon's vernacular. He started using it in places and phrases that don't actually make sense. He uses it as a verb, a noun, an adjective, sometimes all in the same sentence. I guess for our Army teammates, tighten up became Brandon's version of hua. So I'd ask Brandon, I'd say, hey Brandon, what's the status of the counter drone system? And he'd say, yes sir, tighten up. I say, Brandon, how are we coming on this higher headquarters task? Absolutely sir, tighten up. And that'd be it. And so mentally, I knew that wasn't a real answer. And yet, he was so passionate, he was so excited about it, I just let him go. So Brandon, I know this is going to be great, and let's tighten up. I don't want to get too far along in the speech, though, without welcoming the Sikora and Henry friends and family, especially Brandon's dad, Greg, mom, Diana, and stepdad, Jason, plus Shelby's mom, Dee, and close friends, the Gilberts. Thank you for making the long trip, but also for your support of Brandon and Shelby these many years, and for value programming these two incredible servant leaders and patriots. But most importantly, to Lindsay Sikora, along with Ava, Aaliyah, Alex, and Austin, thanks for your sacrifice and commitment these past 2 years, and Lindsay for the 14 that preceded it. Kids, your dad is unbelievably appreciative of your love, your support, and most of all, your hugs. And while he focused a lot on the airmen you see in the formation here, as well as a ton of airmen out there making the mission happen, you are always in the forefront of his mind. And Lindsay, you are, in Brandon's words, his words, a woman of grace, strength, character, and compassion. That's pretty good. That's good. You're the official Sikora Chaos Coordinator and the foundation of this family. And on behalf of me, my wife, Catherine, the EC, and the Air Force, thank you all very much for what you've done. Let's give the family a round of applause, please. And lastly, thanks to all of our JBLM commanders, SEL, civic leaders, honorary commanders for attending, plus my wingman, Chief Fusilier. A special thanks to Ms. Larder, Mrs. McFarland, good to see you. First Corps DCG Brigadier General Harrington, the Joint Base Commander Colonel Joe Hankey, along with my old friends Serge and Jacko. To all of you, your presence today, it's not simply appreciated, it's profoundly symbolic. I've been stationed on multiple joint bases over the course of my career, and including here, and each one has its own unique personality and quirks. And I'm not sure how many people you've ever met that have said the phrase, I love joint basing. It's so simple to understand and everything works just as the memorandum of agreement says. Commanding on a joint base, it's hard to meet the expectations of all the leaders, no matter how great your teammates are. It's kind of like that 2000s movie Office Space, where the protagonist, Peter, he complains about getting criticized by 8 different bosses about his TPS reports. Except here, Brandon, he knew the stakes were much higher. And yet, under Brandon's leadership, we've seen what's possible when war fighters are dedicated to supporting warfighters. You see, it's an attitude, it's an ethos that starts with every single leader in this audience and across the installation. And I don't need to tell this group, this base serves as one of the most critical power projection platforms to the Pacific. Together, you make this place work and ensure we're ready to fight tonight. Now, a lot of other nations' militaries, even our adversaries, they've got some of the same capabilities, and a few of them, they might even be better than us in a couple of areas. But what sets us apart from every other nation's military is our joint force. It's our joint force that makes us the most feared and revered fighting force the world has ever seen. Together, we are unstoppable. And in that spirit of joining us in setting platinum standards for the Titan family, Brandon mastered all of the various hats we threw at him. He balanced the unique relationships across the joint base, striving to find solutions that work for everyone, whether it's people, resources, funding, you name it. He did it all for the betterment of JBLM writ large. Regardless of the service tape on your chest or what organizational patch on your shoulder, Brandon consistently found ways to bridge that gap to support every single mission. And that's not hyperbole. You guys will hear it in a couple seconds here when we do the declaration. From his tireless support to 290,000 service members and families, to executing critical complex exercises like Kenny's Return, Resolute Force, Rainier War, Arctic Aloha, and other exercises with really cool names. You can laugh, it's all right. Or when the Titans, along with the 62nd Airlift Wing teammates, they aced the most important nuclear inspection in the Air Force. Or when our nation's leaders, teams, and needed C-17s and crews to mobilize rapidly, they teamed up with the 446th and the 62nd to get those airmen and jets into the fight in record time. But I think the true insight into Brandon's character is also what he did for our community, not just the mission. See, besides leading Titan Nation, Brandon poured his heart and soul in coaching youth sports, football, basketball, soccer, racking up almost 500 hours of volunteer service. He even coached from the sidelines in a sling a couple days after he broke his collarbone while poorly imitating Shaun White snowboarding. He focused on teamwork, sportsmanship, character, and while he may have built practice plans and training programs, he also built better citizens and healthier kids. And when it came to caring for our service members, I've never seen anyone more excited about dining facility food transformation. Brandon doggedly pursued the issue at the Air Force level, not resting until the installation got better food, better service, and at its core, a better quality of life for the Air Force's greatest weapon system in our arsenal, our airmen. But if you really want to know the empathetic kind of leader Brandon is, look no further than the passing of Mr. Dennis Staples, a longtime dedicated servant and teammate. Now, right or wrong, when a civilian passes, there are very few requirements that the Air Force mandates, and yet Brandon, he rallied the Titan family as they mourned that sudden loss. And then they rallied to support Dennis's family. They planned, coordinated, and executed his memorial service with full military honors, and then memorialized Mr. Staples at the Joint Base Range and in the Hall of Titans. It's a reminder that the true test of leadership isn't whether you avoid tragedy or hardship, but how you respond to it. And, long after we leave command and people forget what operation you did, what tasks you accomplished, people will never forget the way you made them feel. When at their most crestfallen and vulnerable, you made them feel loved and cared for. You made them feel like family, not just for today, but forever. Brandon, you led that way every day, with and for us all. So Brandon, thank you for your outstanding service to the 627th, to JBLM, the EC, and our nation. We know as you're heading down to the Air Force Installation and Mission Support Center, you're going to make a huge difference for the entire Air Force. Plus, we know you'll steer every dollar of military construction funding as possible to the 627th. I expect a new McCord Field fire station next year. Let's give Brandon a round of applause, please. As we reflect on Brandon's command, we also look forward to the future with Colonel Shelby Henry. Shelby, you're inheriting a high-performing group, but don't let that intimidate you for one instant. You are absolutely ready for this challenge. Shelby sharpened her mind and strategic insight through an impressive career. She's held multiple command tours and hyper-challenging roles at Headquarters Air Force, Air Mobility Command Headquarters, and most recently at the State Department during a period of historic transformation. She's also aced every single challenge and test leading our airmen through numerous deployments, the most important leadership environment we can put an airman in. Personally, I had the pleasure of working with Shelby for a brief time when she commanded the 89th Area Port Squadron in our Air Force's presidential wing. Shelby, in that high-pressure environment, you thrived. She left an incredible legacy, and I know she'll apply that same poise, patience, sense of community, and bold leadership here. Shelby, this is an immense responsibility, but you are the right leader at the right time to take Titan Nation forward. And you've got this entire joint team in your corner making sure you succeed. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, one last thanks to Colonel Sikora for his outstanding leadership. First of many good lucks and words of welcome for Colonel Henry. And naturally, as I close out, one final tighten up. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the Legion of Merit. Attention to orders. Citation to accompany the award of the Legion of Merit. By direction of the President, Colonel Brandon H. Sikora is awarded the Legion of Merit, 1st Oak Leaf Cluster, for exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States during the period 6 July 2023 to 15 July 2025. Colonel Brandon H. Sikora distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 627th Air Base Group, Joint Base Lewis McChord, Washington, from 6 July 2023 to 15 July 2025. During this period, Colonel Sikora's leadership enabled 2 senior service component commanders to execute global airlift and joint expeditionary operations while improving the quality of life for 290,000 service members and families at the largest joint base. Demonstrating an unwavering commitment to military readiness, he orchestrated a lead wing command and control conference and instituted warrior readiness training exercises, fueling McCord's first ever lead wing deployment of over 200 airmen. Additionally, Colonel Sikora forged strategic air capabilities and prepared mission-ready airmen during exercises Rainier War and Arctic Aloha, delivering secure in-flight two-way communications and establishing contingency fueling sites. He further built key partnerships to deliver mission-focused solutions, driving the completion of the 35% design requirement for a $58 million McCord Fire Station military construction project. Finally, Colonel Sikora diligently led 707 airmen, a $400 million operation and maintenance budget, and the largest nuclear certified equipment program to achieve the highest possible rating during the 2025 nuclear surety inspection. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Sikora reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of the Army Commendation Medal by Colonel Kent Park, the former Joint Base Commander. Attention to orders. This is to certify that the Secretary of the Army has awarded the Army Commendation Medal to Colonel Sikora for exceptionally meritorious achievement while serving as Deputy Commander, Joint Base Lewis McChord, from 6 July 2023 to 15 July 2025. Colonel Sikora's initiative and leadership were critical in driving the largest memorandum of agreement change in the last decade, in addition to cost-effective solutions for mission execution, security enhancements, and quality of life upgrades. His actions are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, Joint Base Lewis McChord, Installation Management Command, and the United States Army. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander, 627th Air Base Group, Colonel Brandon Sikora.
I was gonna wait, but Colonel Parsons, please put the Titans at ease.
Go. Fight.
Y'all go ahead and shake it out. We'll be here for a minute. So hey, what a beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. As the boss said, she's out. There's an OK plane out there. No, thank you for being here today. And as he also said, your presence here affirms the criticality of the 627th Air Base Group Titans. Tighten up. Before I reflect on the last 2 years of command and sound like the winner of an Academy Award, I want to thank those who made this event come together, and a few folks in attendance today. The project officers, Lieutenant Aaron Waltz, and Master Sergeant Chris Laitufui, I think, close. Again, engineers lead the way. Thank you. Y'all are awesome. To the protocol team, absolute professionals. You make it look easy. Miss Laurel, Sergeant V. To the MC and Proffer, Micah, Hector, thanks for repping the Tide family. It's been a blast. 204th U.S. Army Band, thanks for being here today. Pretty cool to have an Army Band and an Air Force change of command. Sergeant Watts, well, that's about to be. Maybe we'll do a field promotion. I'm confident one day you'll share your talents on a bigger stage to a larger audience. Thank you. And Chaplain Avery, as always, your words capture the moment. Fill my soul. To those in attendance, I know she's not here, but I will say thanks anyway. Mrs. Kelly McFarland, the better half of Lieutenant General Matt McFarland. You can tell him I said that. Thank you so much for setting an example of service, engagement, and humility. To Miss Liz Lauder, thank you for surviving a car ride or two with me and representing Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland. Thank you to both of you for your unwavering support and absolute dedication to the men and women of JBLM. This is the year the fire station will happen. To Brigadier General Harrington, thank you for your support. To all service members and your genuine approachability. It was noticed and felt. Thank you. All right, good stuff. To Ms. D. Henry and the Gilbert family. I know Shelby is very, very appreciative of your love and support throughout the years, and I know she's excited for you to be here today and share this special moment. Thanks for coming out. To Maui and Milani, thank you so much for your honesty and openness with me. You made me better. Also, thank you for your dedicated love and support to John over the past 3 years and all of JBL Airmen. Best of luck to you and have fun in Louisiana. We'll see you around, I know. To Richard and Adelia, thank you for your service. I'm so happy you're well, and I'm so happy that you and Tia are together again. To Joe, Meredith, and the kids, thank you for being here, repping the Sikora clan, and fixing this chicken wing. To the fellow commanders, chiefs, sergeant majors, first sergeants, directors, airmen, soldiers, dedicated civilians, family, friends, thank you for being here and tighten up. Over the past 2 years, as I was, 2 years ago, in this same hangar, on a beautiful summer day just like this, I assumed command of this amazing Air Base group without really understanding the opportunity and responsibility bestowed upon me at that moment. Yes, I recognize being a commander of commanders and being a mission partner to the 62nd Airlift Wing, and something about a Deputy Joint Base Commander. However, I could not fathom what truly lay ahead. The opportunity to be part of a magical moment when transformational leaders converged, rebuilding relationships grounded in humility, appreciation, respect, and to establish a team of teams. Elevating Joint Base Lewis McChord, the Joint Base Team, First Corps, Team Accord, and other mission partners to new heights to project our nation's might around the globe while enhancing this critical power projection platform. And finally, and most importantly, obsessively focusing on the care and quality of life for our service members, our workforce, our community partners, with full knowledge that if we took care of them, they would take care of each other and execute this mission. It is often said that a relationship with commanders is more important than command relationships. And at the Department of Defense's largest joint base, Lewis McChord, no truer words could be spoken. In lockstep with the leadership of Lieutenant General McFarland, Colonel Knight, and Colonel Park, we established a team of teams. Yes, that's America's First Corps. General McFarland, Command Sergeant Major Mobart. Bear with me, a lot of name drops are coming, so get comfortable. Sergeant Major Mobart, Brigadier General Harrington, Brigadier General Landry, Brigadier General Cotton, Sergeant Major Durgan, Gordy, Phil, AJ, Jesse, Ryan, Kat, Steve, Seminar 19 in the house. Yes, that's America's Airlift Wing. Colonel Nye, Colonel Morales, Colonel Berger, Chief Hodge, Keith Casey, Pat, TS, Ty, Mike, Karen, Bull, Jeff, Eunice, Kayla, Lindsay, Alex, Marcus, and Matt. Joint Base Team, Front Office and Directors, that's Margaret, RT, Jeff, Ryan, Australia, Tim, Sergeant Waddle, Steve, Ted, Todd, Richard, Heather, Michelle, Chris, Abby, Scott, James, Amy, Brad, Vince, Sid, and Deb. But there's so many more than just our teams. There's the spouse and volunteers. There's Angela, Leslie, Uni, Stacy, Rachel, Megan, Kim, Mandy, Amy, Nikki, Jaden, and Summer. To our mission partners, the 446th Airlift Wing, Colonel Benoni, Casey, Leonard, Bob, Sherrard, and Ham. To Watts, Tebow, Ashley, TB, Greg, and Rebecca. To the 1st ASOC, Coke and Primo. To the 22nd Special Tactics Squadron, Dan, and Mighty Warriors, welcome home. To the Madigan Army Medical Clinic, Hope, Dr. Danbaum, Dr. Bickley, Henry, thanks for keeping me on the field. While partnering also with the 194th Wing, the 1st Special Forces Group, the Washington Air National Guard, and the Washington National Guard, and the 1st Navy Expeditionary Logistics Regiment, just to name a few. It's also our community partners like APs, that's Matt, that's Carrie, that's Jocelyn, that's Will, can you hear me now? To AFA, PMBA, Dave, Bill, and George. To the SSMCP, that's Bill and Maria. To Liberty, that's Beth, Angie, and James. And the USO, VA, and the VFW, and so many more. To our representatives at all levels, local, state, and federal, like Mary, Liz, and Olivia. And of course, these Titans. But more on them in a moment. It has truly been a team of teams. I'm going to go off script a little bit. The boss already mentioned it. Speaking of team of teams, I want to acknowledge another team of teams that challenged me more than any other, even more than my A team. That's the 15 Child and Youth Services sports teams that I either serve as a head coach or assistant coach. That's flag football, the Falcons, the Dolphins, the Texans, the Patriots, and of course, the Cowboys, times 2. It's our year. Super Bowl champs right here. I'm calling it right now. Don't laugh. Hey, that's the soccer teams, the Snakes, the Bliss, the Aces, the Purple Dragons, the Knights, and the Blueberry Muffins. That's you, little guy. That's basketball, Spurs, the Mavericks, time 2. With players like my A team with Diesel, Sophia, a.k.a. Bet, Ezra, Kaden, Aaliyah, Kion, QJ, Leon, Anna, Bo, Ilana, Noah, Matthias, Chris, Hunter, Tessa, Prince Charles, Zion, Tessa, and Max, just to name a few. Coaching these amazing children made me better, teaching me about leadership, teamwork, and negotiations, while reminding me of the youthful joy and happiness. Thank you so much. Now back on script. My mom taught me, and she's here, to leave it better than you found it. So again, in lockstep with these amazing team of teams, we elevated our mission execution and Joint Base Lewis McChord as a premier power projection platform on the West Coast. Executing and supporting exercise and missions like Yama Secure, Rainier Ward, Swift Response, Talisman Saber, Operation Skin Return, Operation Steep Freeze, and countless top 5 movements. I see y'all guys double the year back there too, bud. Hey, in places like Japan, Estonia, Israel, Thailand, Singapore, Antarctica, and Australia, just to name a few. Most inspiring, the men, women, and airmen of the 627th Air Base Group tightened up, enabled, supported, and executed these exercises and missions. Beyond that, they enhanced our capabilities with the Cobras, incorporating Star Shield, the Beast, enhancing specialized fuel lots. The badassery of the Centurions and the Ravens, the care and support of the Spartans, and the toughness and readiness of the Bulls, just to name a few. Beyond that, enhancing and support our nation's military might, this team of teams enhance Joint Base Lewis McChord. Building new housing and barracks, providing better self-loaded coverage, mitigating brown water, not just the good brown water. Enhancing installation security, repairing McChord's airfield, just right there. Installing an awesome tire changer and an outlet, Nick McKenzie. Building a new Skyview system. Renovating Range 3, aka Staples Range. Opening ASYMCA Child Care Center and so much more. Creating Joe Brown Spousal Space. Establishing the Summit. Re-imaging Sounders. Building new playgrounds. Constructing a new community park. Blowing up the McChord DFAC. The DFAC of choice. Right there. Go there for lunch. It's amazing. Every time. Also the fitness centers. And opening Qdoba, Papa John's, Lean Feast, and upgrading 2 Burger Kings, and coming soon to you, Panera's. That's right. Again, maybe in and out, I don't remember, boss. Again, the Titans are making dreams become reality with our teammates. Tighten up. Speaking of Titans, we're more than mission execution and improving JV Luna. We're all about culture. Titan culture. Again, tighten up. Right down. All right. We own culture. Ain't that right, Chief? Titan culture is amazing. Airmen, civilians, protecting, rejecting, connecting, sustaining warfighters while taking care of each other and having a little fun. Here's what it looks like. The Titan Hall of Fame. Tighten up. Titan swag. And lots of it. Uh-oh. The Titan coin. First Fridays with Group PT in the morning, professional development at lunch, and hanging with Miss Cynthia at the McChord Pub in the afternoon. It looks like group retreat with artillery, hosting a movie, Hello, Candace Cameron, you're right. Hanging with Rob Bukowski and Gary Sinise, singing the national anthem at T-Mobile Park and providing color guard at Lumen Field, supporting Truck or Treat, Jingle Jamboree, Turkey Drop, holiday tree lights, and parades, and so much more. Honoring our fallen teammate, Mr. Dennis Staples, for 43 years of faithful service and caring for his family. Dennis, we miss you. McChord misses you. Your legacy and impact lives on. And most importantly, Titan culture is badass, ready airmen and civilians every day. And there's more. We did all that while acing countless inspections, UEIs, NSIs, AWIs, year in the House B, and many more. Preparing and training and deploying over 150 airmen to All Out Saline under Colonel Anaya as part of McChord's first ever XAB and lead wing deployment. Countless DVs, visits and tours to advocate for a new McChord Field Fire Station. Fingers crossed, this is our year. I got you, General Harrington, right here. I'm calling it out. Joe, that's on you, buddy, if it doesn't happen. Hey, you know what? Off script, really? He said he's going to sleep in the fire station until it's built. I'm calling you out. You're on it. Yes, we did all that, and more impressively, they made it look easy. I won't miss everything, I promise, but I'll be happy to do all these things again for free. Go on another run march with Lieutenant Select McGolfin. Coach another youth sports team with Stephanie Beard. Remodel Sounders with Mary Lou and Brianna. Check in with V, Darlene, Carrie, and Karen. Chat with another ALS flight with Chief Marquez. Lead another PT session with Muscles. Practice welds with Charlie. Change tires with Aaron Bonus. Start airman events at Thanksgiving. Get my butt kicked by Ravens Red Man. Chat with Marcus and Chase as I reconnect my iPad. Have another potluck with the front office assembly, or maybe breakfast with Carl Park, Sergeant Major Hanson, and Chief Marquez. Or maybe even dinner with me familia at Zesty's. And most definitely, I would celebrate another Titan of the week. Now on to the thank yous. Thank you, General Snelson and Chief Fusilier, for your trust, confidence, advocacy, and fun. I know the Titans are your favorite. Tighten up. Colonel Park, Command Sergeant Major Hanson, thank you for allowing this airman to be your battle buddy. Colonel Anaya, Colonel Berger, Chief KC, thank you for the trust and unwavering support and appreciation of our Titans. Team McChord is better for your leadership. Colonel Anaya, best to you, Angela, and the kids in Colorado. To my wingman, Chief Marquez, what a journey, 20 years in the making. You made the Titans. Thank you. To my deputies, the ones who really ran the group, Shep, Bob, then Shep again, now Chuck. Thank you, you rock. To my execs who deserve a gold medal and a shot of tequila for me being a loco. That's Clayton, that's Ross, that's Christy, that's Haley and Darby. Thank you so much. To the Titan CAG, the engines of all the Titans. That's Josh, that's Zach, that's Micah, that's Lewis, that's Chris, Abani, Tom, and Ron. Thank you. To the Titan admin, dotting I's, crossing T's. That's E, that's Megan, that's Cara, that's Paula, Trevion, Z, and Hector. Thank you for your timeliness and professionalism. To the ABG staff, that's IG, XP, Chapel team, and EEO. Underappreciated and simply awesome. That's Scott, that's Ryan, that's Tony, that's Dennis, that's Pam, that's Vinny, that's Will, that's Kip, that's Maria, that's David, that's 50-50, that's Hannah, that's Will, Ortiz, Hall, and I, Wagner, Sharon, Ramon, Marcia, and Ram. And to the hardest working, most dedicated leaders, the Titan Squadron Command teams, tighten up. That's Lego and Goat, now Matt and Z. That's Christina and Smitty, now Kim and Chris. That's Rena and AJ, now Rena and Double T. That's Tim and Nakoma, and Nick and Alice, and now Dayton and Alice. That's Lambo and Rick, and then Lambo and Seth, then Lambo and VP, now Jeff and VP. You got it. Thank you for your trust, your leadership, and your teamwork. You proceeded without being apprehended. Thanks, and I was honored to be in your presence, and you inspired me every day. To my parents, thank you for the love and support. I'm living my best life. I wouldn't be here without you. To the A-team, Ava, Aaliyah, Alex, and Austin, I'm so glad you take after your mother. Thank you for your love, energy, and kindness. I'm so proud of you and love you more than you'll ever know. To my wife, Lindsay, my rock, my best friend, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm better because you're in my life. Thank you for your unconditional love, unwavering support. I love you to IMB. We're almost done. Shelby and Tia, John and I are excited for y'all to lead this badass Titans. Tighten up. Join the amazing team of teams. I'm confident y'all are the right command team to take the Titans to even greater heights. Enjoy the ride. Lead boldly, and best of luck. To all, thank you again. I am honored and humbled to have served with you over the last 2 years. Titan one out, and we're going to Disneyland.
Thank you, Colonel Sikora. The rendering of last salute is an Air Force tradition and appropriate during a change of command ceremony. Today, the service members of the 627th Air Base Group will render a final salute to show respect and appreciation to Colonel Sikora.
Sir, you have carved a legacy of excellence. Their wings are
My honor.
Order! Order! ABG!
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command with change of responsibility. Attention to orders. Per order, Golf 23-0005. And by direction of the Commander, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, Brigadier General Stephen Snelson, Colonel Sikora relinquishes command, and Colonel Henry assumes command of the 627th Air Base Group, Joint Base Lewis McChord, Washington, effective 15 July 2025.
Sir, our latest command.
Chief Master Sergeant Marquez is hereby relieved of his duties, and Chief Master Sergeant Morrell assumes the duties and responsibilities of Senior Enlisted Leader, 627th Air Base Group. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The Deputy Joint Base Commander and Commander, 627th Air Base Group, Colonel Shelby Henry.
Good morning. Wow, Brandon, that was tough speech to follow, but I'll do my best. And I promise it'll be shorter. General Swenson, Ms. Larder, General Harrington, Mr. Newell, Colonel Naya, Chief Mayo, Colonel Hanke, Command Sergeant Major Hanson, Colonel Benoni, Colonel Berger, family and friends, and most importantly, the outstanding airmen of the 627th Air Base Group. On behalf of Chief Morrell and I, thank you for being here today. It was a long drive from DC, but I am excited to be here. General Snosson, sir, it's great to see you again. Thank you for your trust and for your opportunity to lead this dynamic team. It's both a privilege and an honor to assume command of such an exceptional group of airmen. Colonel Naya, Colonel Hanke, and fellow group commanders, thank you for showing your support, and I look forward to our partnership and continued mission success. To Brandon and Chief Marquez, Chief Morrell and I thank you for your exceptional leadership, vision, and the legacy of excellence you leave behind. We know you both poured everything into this group and into America's joint base. We are both humbled and inspired to build upon your foundation and continue what you started. We wish you, Lindsay, and the A-Team all the best as you begin your next chapter in San Antonio, and all the dollars you're gonna send my way. And to you, Chief Marquez and Milani, all the best in Barstow. To Ms. Taft, Lieutenant Alt, Master Sergeant L, Tech Sergeant B, Sergeant Rose, Sergeant Aldrich, Sergeant Wright, everyone who put their hands on this ceremony, thank you for crafting such a meaningful ceremony. And to Chuck, Darby, Ethan, Z, and the rest of the ABG office staff, thank you for welcoming me and ensuring a smooth transition. To my Air Force family here today, your presence means the world. This is what I love most about our service. No matter where you go, there's always a familiar face. Chief Wes, Leroy, Joanne, Matt, and Regina. It's truly wonderful to see all your smiling faces in the crowd. Thank you for being here today. Shout out to my poor dog family. A special thank you to my mom, my best friend Donna, and her parents, Colonel Tom, and retired, and Miss Fran Gilbert for being here. Been with me since day one on this Air Force journey, and I would not be standing here without your love, mentorship, and support. I wear Tom's Eagles today with deep pride and gratitude. Finally, to the men and women of the 627th Air Base Group, I am honored to stand beside you and look forward to the journey ahead. Your reputation for professionalism, dedication, and operational excellence precedes you. You are the driving force behind every mission accomplished and challenge overcome. I promise to listen, to give you my wholehearted dedication, and to be your biggest advocate. I'm excited for the path ahead and confident that together there is no limit to what we can accomplish. Thank you for your service and the privilege to lead. Thank you.
The service members of the 627th Air Base Group will now render a personal salute to show respect and recognition to Colonel Henry.
Reset! Reset! Huh! Ma'am, up to the Titan 8. Order! Order! Huh!
Thank you, Colonel Henry. On behalf of the men and women of the 627th Air Base Group, Ms. D. Henry, please accept these flowers as a demonstration of the enthusiasm that we share with you as we welcome you to the group. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today's ceremony. You are cordially invited to the reception area to welcome both Colonel Henry and Chief Master Sergeant Morrell and their families to the 627th Air Base Group and to the Joint Base. Please stand and join us in singing the Air Force song and remain standing for the departure of our official party and dismissal of the formation. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our ceremony. Thank you.